Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from your Overwatch. I'm Eddie the Chump and today we'll be exploring Doomfist and his abilities in depth. So that means testing interactions that his kit has with other heroes to see what they can and cannot, well, fist. I'm amazingly excited about him and how much potential he has. I'm sure you guys are the same, so let's get right into it. A quick note, there's bound to be some interactions that I miss, as there's just so much to test. So if you find one that isn't in this video, be sure to put it in the comments section below so other people can see it. Rocket Punch. Just like Jeff said in his developer update, perhaps the most defining part of Doomfist's kit is his alt fire, the Rocket Punch. Here you can see that a fully charged Rocket Punch will easily kill a target with 200 HP, if they also collide with a surface like a wall, as that's where most of its damage comes from. Here you can see that a non-charged shot won't kill a regular health enemy. An interesting interaction is that if your target is actually touching a wall when you Rocket Punch them, they won't take the impact damage and therefore won't die. The damage on a charged shot with a successful surface impact is actually enough to kill a full health Reaper, so anything other than a tank will die instantly, as you can see with Zarya here. The move is also cancelable. You can press left click while charging it and it will cancel the charge. It will go on cooldown, but it's useful to avoid death by environment or other applications. Now every time you use Rocket Punch successfully, even if it's not fully charged, you will gain 30 shields on top of your existing health. That's actually true of all of his melee abilities, and you can chain them to max out your health at 400. Now currently there's a bug where you can get more than that, but I believe 400 is meant to be the max, so that will get fixed soon, I'm sure. Now one distinctive aspect of the Rocket Punch is that shields, like Rein's, Winston's Bubble, and here Orisa's, are no impediment to your attack. Doomfist will fly straight through them and punch whatever is behind them. Although the Rocket Punch is a ground-based attack, which you cannot launch in any way vertically, if you punch from higher ground it is still possible to hit airborne targets like Pharah or Genji. Seeing as another of Doomfist's abilities launches him into the air, this is important to remember. Next up is how the Rocket Punch interacts with a pinning Rein. Doomfist's punch has priority here and will stop Rein in his tracks on low charge and send him flying towards a wall on full charge. Damn son. The Rocket Punch also has the ability to stop certain ults. Because of its range at max charge, Doomfist can stop Roadhog's whole hog in its tracks, and it can even interrupt Death Blossom. Useful to remember, I'm sure, and it can also be used to escape a Graviton when needed. Now there are some unique hero interactions to talk about, and the first is Genji. Genji's Reflect normally nullifies incoming melee damage, be it Rein's hammer, another Genji's blade slash, or just the standard melee from any hero. Genji's Reflect does not protect him from any of Doomfist's utility. You can Rocket Punch, Rising Fist, and Seismic Slam a reflecting Genji, and it will hit him. That's a first for Overwatch, and we're currently debating whether or not that's intentional or a bug. Irrespective of whether it is or not, that's how it behaves now, so Genji players out there beware. Next up is Orisa, who true to the lore is built to resist Doomfist. Fortify will stop the Rocket Punch in its tracks, doing only the initial impact damage. You will build shields from this, but the big damage from hitting a target into a wall won't occur. Zarya when bubbled is affected by the crowd control of Doomfist's utility, but does not take any damage. Doomfist also does not build shields from these interactions. Mei's Wall blocks the Rocket Punch, and she remains invincible within her cocoon just like she would any other ability or damage. Now on to perhaps the most interesting hero, Bastion. If Bastion is in his turret form, nothing Doomfist can do will knock him out of it or move him at all. That means even a fully charged Rocket Punch will only do the initial damage. Likewise, his Rising Fist and Seismic Slam will register as hitting and therefore build shields, but won't shift Bastion in any way. If in doubt, bring the robot out. During testing we were able to get a few variable results in hitting large hitbox heroes like Roadhog and Winston into walls, and yet not getting the wall impact damage to register. It seems to have something to do with the angle or the geometry on the wall. As you can see, the results were a bit mixed. One thing that never gave us wall damage was hitting a target into something narrow like this lamppost with Winston. Now let's talk about what can stop or affect Rocket Punch. If you charge a Torb turret, it will stop you. However, you will build shields and the turret will take the initial damage. If a Roadhog hooks you mid-charge, that will stop you and he'll drag you in. McCree's stun will likewise affect Doomfist mid-charge, although in testing it was hard to get it to stop Doomfist head-on, as the move is so quick. It's a very fine timing, but it can be done. Anna can sleep Doomfist mid-charge, although again, the speed of the Rocket Punch means that reacting to it is virtually impossible head-on. You kind of have to preempt it. Junkrat's Trap is a really fascinating example actually. Yes, the trap will stop a Rocket Punch, but the damage from it will destroy the trap, and Doomfist will be free to move. Pharah can technically affect Doomfist's path with a concussion blast, although again, its slow release makes it a tad impractical from head on. Sombra's hack can stop a Rocket Punch in its tracks much like a Rein pin, but because of its short range, it's best done from the side as he flies past. Seismic Slam. Moving on, Doomfist Slam has some unique properties. It builds shields on hit, and it activates from the direction you're facing when you land, not the direction you launch it from. That means you can use it and turn to face a target should you move past them. Turning won't affect your flight path in any way, but it will affect the area you slam once it connects. It can be launched from the air, and its impact damage will increase the further away you slam from, up to a maximum of 100 damage. It also has crowd control properties. It will actually bounce targets into the air and pull them towards you, unless you're Bastion of course. Now it interacts with shielding differently than Rocket Punch. Rein's shield, Orisa's barrier, they will protect you from its damage and crowd control. Rising Fist. Let's just call it what it is. Doomfist has a Dragon Punch straight out of Street Fighter, and it's amazingly cool. Now it's subject to the same quirks as his other moves. Zarya bubbles, for instance, still get affected by its crowd control, but take no damage. Turret, Bastion, and Fortified Orisa aren't movable, but do take damage. But there's some other more peculiar results. Tracer, for instance, if she's Dragon Punched as she blinks, she'll take damage and won't be knocked into the air, instead just going to where her blink would have taken her anyway. Airborne targets also behave a little bit oddly. If you use Dragon Punch, Rising Fist, you'll bounce off, say, a floating Pharah or a double jumping Genji. We got Doomfist to fly off in some weird directions, as it technically counts as a high-speed collision. The target won't take any damage, and you won't build shields, as it doesn't technically count as a hit. Even a McCree jumping from high ground doesn't get hit. It seems that the hit only registers from the first part of the animation, and not all of it. In a fighting game, you would describe this first part as a move's active frames. Doomfist's Rising Fist is not active for very long, and therefore targets above you will mostly be beyond its reach in terms of actually damaging them. Meteor Strike. His ultimate has some interesting quirks too. If Rein's shield is placed in front of the ult, the shield will tank the damage and the crowd control. If it's right on top of Rein, it will hit him. The same is true of Winston's bubble. This interaction works much the same as a Diva bomb would. Inside it hits, outside no such luck. Airborne targets like Pharah, even if they're within the inner cone, will not get hit by the ult at all. One use you might find practical is using his ult to escape being stuck by a Tracer, as you become invincible once you activate it and the bomb detonates harmlessly where you were. So there you go, that's everything we tested for what Doomfist can and cannot fist. As I said at the start of the video, reply in the comments for any instances I missed. I hope you're as pumped as I am to play him and get the most out of him. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a rating. If you never want to miss one of our videos again, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in good company. And finally, please follow the Your Overwatch Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and other cool stuff. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time.